Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And today our question comes to us from Dena Hobbs. And Dena has a follow-up question to our recent vlog on the subject of astrology. In that vlog we talked about ascendants. Dena has a different question, and it is this. In considering her astrological chart, Dena sees that she has 3 houses which have no glyphs in them, and she would like to know what this means. And in answering, for those who are not familiar, I suppose I should start by defining the term glyph. And even if you're not familiar with this term, if you're in the metaphysical community, I'm sure you've seen them and will immediately recognize what they are. They are the symbols that are used to represent the signs and planets and aspects and so forth in astrology. And what does it mean if you have a house that has no glyph in it? Well, basically it means that you have no particular influences there, and that the things that your chart has to tell you lie in other houses. Astrological charts are not necessarily balanced. It's considered rather good if they are, but they certainly are not necessarily. The planets are constantly in motion, and the way that they align in a person's chart is quite unique to that particular moment in time. And charts have a wide range of diversity for this reason. And some of them are very balanced, some are all on one side, some are virtually in a straight line. And it's generally thought that the more balanced the chart is, the easier that life will be. But when influences are congregated in one particular area, it tends to indicate challenges and also rewards, because it indicates dealing with karmic attachments around those areas and focusing on issues in those areas, which can be both more difficult but also more rewarding than a more balanced chart might be. It's a more intense sort of life. And in particular, in charts where you see many different planets congregated in the same sign, you will find it will usually be a very intense life. That will make it a little more difficult, a little bit more rewarding, but not necessarily better or worse, because it's a matter of how the person perceives it. But it definitely indicates a focus on very particular lessons associated with that sign. Whereas a more balanced chart is more general in the things that will come to the person in life. So, as to the 3 houses with no glyphs, this isn't especially unusual. It's common to have houses that do not have anything particular going on in them. And if the astrologer limits themselves primarily to the astrological planets, this is definitely going to happen because there are more houses than planets. But when everything is concentrated in a particular area, this is more of an issue. Again, it makes for a more intense life, both more challenge and more potential progress in the areas that are indicated. So whether it's good or bad is a matter of judgment, but it's definitely a more intense life, for want of a better way to put it. So this would be my answer to the question. I hope you find it helpful, and until next time, may you blessed be. Pray for peace. Pray for love. Pray for stability. Pray for the nation where you live. Pray for the world.